How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh, KI6NAZ. We're back at the Embassy Suites in Huntsville. Just before the Huntsville Hamfest, we had a big day, ICOM Japan, just before the Japanese ham radio show kicked off. 2 products were released. We already did a video on the 905, and today, what are we talking about, Ray?
We're going to be talking about the video of the PW2.
Okay, live reaction style.
So we saw this at Dayton. It's a gorgeous.
We saw this under glass
rack box.
Yep. A lot of inputs, a lot of outputs, I guess I should say.
Yeah, when we were watching it, there was quite a few people around there. One of them had a 7800, and I'm like, it is the exact same size as your 7800.
Oh, okay.
19-inch rack mountable wide, same height. But it's designed for an SO2R type configuration.
An SO2R, so explain what that means.
Single operator 2 radios.
Oh, okay, got it.
So HF and 6 meters.
Remote control head unit.
And they're introducing
remoted head unit.
They're introducing digital pre-distortion technology in the amplifier. That is an industry first.
What is that?
It talks about it in the video.
Okay, all right. How about
I'm not an expert about that.
Okay.
So two of the big things is that it's a single amplifier. So full power, full duty cycle. There were years ago an amplifier manufacturer that showed a brick on the key and leave it there.
What does full power in this case imply?
This is 1 kW on HF, all HF and 6 meters.
Okay.
So using the 65 volt LDMOS module for the final amplifier.
Okay. Nice
big heat sink. And it is much smaller than the PW1.
Okay. I know a lot of people probably commented on the full duty FT8 operation.
Actually, I got several texts that, hey, impressive, full duty on FT8.
1,000 watts on FT8, guys. That's where we're at, right?
We're not advocating to do
of course not.
A KW.
I am.
On
I
FT8.
can do that. He can't. Remember, it's a low signal mode, not a low power mode. You still use as much power as you need to get that contact, even on FT8.
Yeah, and it's almost like telling somebody that just got a Bugatti that's not taken up over 200 miles an hour.
It's binary. It's either all the way to the floor or not on at all. That's it. That's how it works. So it's dead key capable though, right?
Yes.
You could just drop the key down and it won't burn up, is the point.
And it's surprising how many things out there that people look at that have certain power ratings and then wonder why they blew up or it melted. Things running FT8 at 100%.
Or they go by a generator and they look at that cranking RPM, that cranking voltage, and it's like, well, that's not actually what it's putting out because it's, it can't handle it. Can't run at that speed. But this can.
Yes.
1,000 watts all the time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I can condone that, yes. RTTY contest, no problem.
Okay, there you go. Now, would you condone 1,000 watts on RTTY?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Increased linearity and clean transmission with the DPD technology.
Okay. That's an acronym. That was the pre-distortion something, the digital pre-distortion. Okay, I see a block diagram. Let's dive in. Okay.
Modulated signal.
Yeah.
It's talking about without it.
Without.
But then you add the pre-distortion to the PA. It cleans it up as you get higher in power. So the more power you're running, the cleaner the signal is.
Okay, so this is doing is this literally digital signal processing in the box that it's doing before amplification?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
The IC-PW2 has succeeded in realizing the world's first digital pre-distortion DPD as a linear amplifier for amateur radio in combination with the IC-7610.
Okay, so never been done before.
Nope.
Okay.
Not in the amplifier.
In combination with the 7610. Does it require a 7610?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're talking about a software-defined radio controlling it. So here's another block diagram. Modulated signal with the FPGA before going into the PA module.
Okay.
There you can see with DPD and without.
So you've got the ideal curve.
Yes.
And then your output is appropriately non-distorted based off of going through amplification.
By implying inverse distortion to the output signal.
But it's specifically calling out the 7610 here.
Yes.
So this capability right now works for the 7610.
Yes.
The other radios it's not going to work for at this
Right.
point. It's still an amplifier in all sense that we said. It just doesn't apply the pre-distortion correctly.
That is correct.
Okay.
And the one thing that I don't know is what capabilities for the other ICOM radios, meaning the 7300, which is a software-defined. And then you really got to stop and take a look.
Yeah,
Stop and take a look at these two signals in the graphs between
We're basically
the
talking about harmonics
PW1
expression, right?
without DPD, and then the PW2 with the DPD. You're also, since we do not have the vertical access to show us
what dB difference is.
the dB difference is between
We're
the
using
two
squares.
and what type of what more amplification a cleaner signal will get you.
Oh, I see. Oh, so it's not necessarily that we're lowering the harmonics here. We're just have a better transmitted signal on the sidebands?
Well, on all of it. I mean, you take a look at your second and third harmonics, and again, we don't have the vertical to take a look at. But let's see, the second harmonic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6.5. The third one is 7, almost 7.
So
Now,
we're talking about literally the harmonics here,
right?
Not the primary, the fundamental frequency signal.
Even look at the fundamental.
7, 8, 9, about the same. The transmitted signal if we're using blocks.
Right, but look at your second harmonic.
Oh no, yeah, it's
Third harmonic.
there's suppression, of the harmonics.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's what this is trying to relay.
Extremely
clean transmitted signal.
Right, extremely clean transmitted signal. Also, less energy wasted on the harmonics too.
Sure, good point. Yeah.
Now this is a section that the guys that were sitting around were oohing and eyeing. With this having the 2x6 antenna selector, it can be set up to be automatic when you change bands.
Oh, I understand. So the automatic switching, you got to tell it what you want.
Right.
Like, it knows once you tell it, this is my 6-meter antenna. It's on antenna 3.
Even on your 7610, you've got your different bands where you can memory write that. But then when you got two different radios, if you're running SO2R, you've got your two inputs.
Right.
Your two band selectors, as well as the receive I/O. So you could put band pass filters.
Wow, yeah, okay.
So now here we're looking at the video showing two 7610s or dual watch operation with a single 7610.
And the point of using the 27610 is that, in this case, is that you're transmitting on multi-bands at that point. You can do that, a similar thing with the 7610 and dual watch.
Yeah.
But is this just to kind of completely separate them, in a sense?
Well, it depends on what level of a contester you are.
Of course.
I was mentioning to the guys when we were watching the video, a friend of mine, N9JA, immediately everybody moaned and go, hey, he's in his own class, he's a mutant class. So I was talking to Dan about a contest he was running, and he was like, oh, I was doing 280 Qs an hour on 20 meters. I'm like, oh, I can hang pretty close to that. And he goes, and I was doing about 290 Qs an hour on 40. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Do you mean at the same time? And he goes, yeah, at the same time. So when you're looking at somebody running two bands at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but when I talk about him being a mutant, he's now doing SO3R. A third radio receiving on a third band in case there's an opening, and he can see the activity on the band to see if the run rate on one of the other two is slow enough, or he can listen to it to see if there's multipliers that he needs to get in the log at certain times.
I want to see him operate. Is there video of him operating? Like,
oh yeah,
video like pointed at him and then of his interface. I got to go back and watch those.
He logs on two computers.
No.
Yeah.
He can actually do that
for 48 hours.
Does this guy have mad carpal tunnel?
Text his wife at the same time.
Yeah, he'll text his wife at the same time about what's going on. It is insane to watch him operate.
So he has some efficiency baked in where he's transmitting on both at the same time, right?
No. And this is going to cover that. No,
you can't do that?
Nope.
Because otherwise, how do you give a 5.9? You can't do 5.9 at the same time?
You synchronize.
You're 5.9 OM.
No. You synchronize your timing.
Uh-huh.
So for a CW contest, he's listening, he's logging here, F1 on the other, after he enters in F1, then he's listening on the other one, enters in the call sign F2.
Oh my gosh, that's
F2.
crazy. That is another level.
Not only doing the buttons.
He's kind of like catching up on the first one while logging the second.
Yeah.
And then flipping it.
And then there's times when I've watched him where he thought he busted the call, and he immediately grabs the key and sends here. So he's got another key in the other hand.
Wait, he can left-right key too? So he's...
I don't know if that far, or if he jumps over and grabs it, or if he's got two of them close together. I can't remember that part.
That's pretty intense.
But think about it for 48 hours.
I can't. I'm assuming, again, he's in a class all on his own.
He's done well over 10,000 Qs in a 48-hour contest.
Goodness.
That is hearing the call sign, sending yours, the signal report.
Or whatever the exchange is. Yeah. What contest was it that he did that on?
I think CQ Worldwide.
Wow. That's impressive. All right.
But no, but here we're looking at the video.
Lockout. Okay,
transmitter lockout function. Now, this is where oohs and ahs also came in.
Bandpass filters.
One multi-band passband filter. Some of the more elaborate, I've seen 2 or 3 bandpass filters. In fact, going down with Dan to ZF1A down to the Grand Caribbean, I'm sorry, not Caribbean, Grand Cayman, a wall full of switches and filters.
Wow, yeah.
So as we did a multi-single there.
Okay. So you're packing a lot of this into the box. It's just one less thing that you have to have as a...
Yeah, and it even, we'll come back here, it even shows you how you can look at the SO2R with one bandpass filter using the receive antenna in and out, your bandpass filter, that whatever brand that you want to have, in the receive I/O on the back of the radio, and then can select the antennas.
Oh, I understand now. So we're providing the bandpass filter.
Right.
And you can pipe it into whatever antenna.
So if you're...
It's always either pipe it in or not pipe it in.
To use Dan's example of 20 and 40, you're going to have a bandpass filter to pass 20 meters only.
Right.
That way, when you're transmitting on 20 meters, the 40 meter passband filter only passes 40 meters. It blocks out the 20 meters.
Right. Which you're going to have to need.
And that itself also is where the pre-distortion becomes important, because you don't want your other transmitter blocking your receive. So the minimal transmit energy on the harmonics of 20 meters doesn't interfere with 40, 80, or 160 or 10.
Right. Okay, I got it.
With just one multiband BPF.
And now we're looking at it, talking about external equipment and bandpass filter configurations.
Bandpass filters, preamps, and attenuators can be connected
and they're
to the
sturdy
RX
BNC
in-out
connectors.
When 2 radios are used with the IC-PW2.
Where? Oh,
right here.
Okay. Those are the receive antennas, though.
Right. That's a receive antenna I/O that your bandpass filter array will go, and then the radio or the amplifier has bandpass output or band controls, so it can tell the filter what band filter to switch to.
Oh, wow.
So it's all automated between it.
Right.
And at this point, to be honest with you, I was listening to the guys chatter. I really wasn't paying attention to this
everybody
part.
was already talking about all of this exciting things, right?
Yeah, the filters. So everything is synced together.
It is showing the head unit right now for the amplifier.
Yeah. At this point, it's showing the head unit built into the amplifier.
Which is remotable as well.
Right.
And thanks, yeah.
Take a look here. This is going to leave a lot of speculation. Remote control operation from a PC.
Oh. Okay.
The RSBA1 software.
Okay. So I take my laptop. I've got that wheel.
And that way
and
you
I've got
control
my
the
7610 at home.
7610 and the PW2. So you can change your antennas, you can change your frequency.
The speculation here is we're assuming the software is going to get updated.
Yeah.
Okay. Built-in tuner. Do we know what the matching capability is?
More than likely 3-to-1.
3-to-1? Okay.
Yeah, 3-to-1 or lower. Now we're looking at the detachable head. I mean, that thing's gorgeous.
You're saying the worst antenna we can throw at it is 3-to-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the one thing to remember, it's not tuning the antenna, it's matching.
Yeah, we don't really want to throw worse than a 3-to-1 at something that's putting out 1,000 watts.
But look at the user interface here, the GUIs.
This is a TIE Fighter.
There you go. Yeah.
But wait, so this is user selected antennas?
Yeah.
So you can set this to whatever you want. This is my wire dipole. You name it whatever you want. Like the human is naming it wire dipole and using one of the stock images, I'm assuming.
Right.
But that is a TIE Fighter, right?
Yes, that is a TIE Fighter, or also a quad.
Also a quad, yeah.
Yeah, Will's rolling his eyes over there. It finally dawned on him what it was.
TIE Fighter, much better.
Yeah.
When Will saw this, he went nuts. He goes, man, do you have any idea how many people that complain about
noise.
the PW1, about how noisy the fans are? And I'm like, it's a 1,000-watt continuous duty amplifier. It's got 4 fans.
The heat's got to go somewhere.
Yes. But with the LD MOS 65-watt or 65-volt LD MOS, your heat coefficient changes.
Yeah. We'll talk about it, I assume. Here.
Now, here's something else that you're going to like.
Yes.
Is remote aux jack for controlling and automatic tuning telescopic antenna.
Oh.
While people think telescopic going vertically, it can also be...
It's like a step IR.
Well, I wasn't going to call out any brands, but I think you've got one of those telescopic antennas.
I can do that. I do have one of those, Ray. I do have one of those.
So when you're using the RSBA1 software to control your 7610 and your PW2, and I know that's pretty brave of me to assume your PW2, and
so I find it in my trunk,
antenna.
right, Ray? I'll find it in my trunk.
There you go.
Okay. So, by the way, my 7610 already controls when I band switch. It does flip that antenna over to whatever band I'm operating in. So what would the amp be doing in this? Because it's already the radio's changing.
They would all be talking together to make sure the amp and radio's on 20 meters, and your telescopic antenna's not over in La La Land like 40 or 80.
That's good. We need that. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Yeah. So we're double checking.
Sometimes it will go there.
Oh yeah. No. They. Yes. And you don't want to be not there when that happens.
Yes.
I mean, is it identical side? Yeah. Now I just need another 7610 there to go along with it, and I'll be all set.
Yes, sir.
For that uber micro of being able to switch back and forth. That's pretty impressive, though. I'm still stuck on the contesting. I got to go watch some videos about that. But yeah.
Well, we got to hook you and Dan up. So.
Where's he at?
He's down in California, Southern Cal.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's his station?
Well, a lot of times he just goes and remote operates because people like K3LR want to have somebody that can jack up the run rate like that. Now the thing is, there's another one that's also a mutant that they go as partners to contest at WRTC.
That's the ultimate sandbag. It's the ultimate sandbag. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to watch them because they go to different locations to contest, and the trash talk is just unbelievable.
That's cool. Well, Ray, thanks again for sitting down with me to live react to another cool ICOM product that got released this weekend while we're at Huntsville. I wish we could do all of our product releases this way. It makes it a lot faster. We can just sit next to each other and talk through it.
It's a lot of fun to do it too.
Yeah, this is cool.
Because there's so much stuff that I know that ends up in the editing trash bin.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like when you and I get together, both of us have ADHD and they go in opposite directions.
Exactly. We're all chasing different squirrels around.
Yep.
DPD?
Cancel each other?
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
No, I don't think we cancel each other out. I actually think we go on our own merry little paths and
like,
then it's
yeah,
like
exactly.
following that yellow brick road.
Yep. Well, Ray, thank you and everybody from ICOM. I'm really excited about the new items that we just heard about coming out of the Tokyo Ham Show.
Thank
or
you
is it
very
Tokyo
much,
Ham
Josh,
Fest?
and all of Josh's faithful followers.
Thanks,
and
guys.
unfaithful ones too.
You're still watching, right? Well, give us a thumbs up if you did. All right, 73.
73.
Okay, we are recording. How's it going, everybody? We're back again at, where are we actually? I forget. Embassy Suites here.
We're in Huntsville,
We're gonna try that again.
man.
We're gonna try that again.